this show is probably one of the most overrated shows ever. Yeah, I mean, you can already tell from the title, right? So if you just came here to leave a dislike and dip, then yeah, go ahead. But there's probably a side of you that wants to find out why. Why does this Diddy Tensei enjoyer say this anime is bad, but everyone else is out here glazing? So if that's what you're here for, then buckle up. So I'll be splitting this into a few parts. I'll be starting off with a brief overview of what this show is about. I'll then be moving on to why I think people like this show, before moving on to my own opinions, which will be further split up into 3 parts: the good, the mid, and the shit. Okay, so what is the most overglazed anime of all time about? Well, it's about this blonde guy who is tall, and Bart is basically this universe version of Allstat. He basically scares off a lot of people, and for the people he doesn't scare off, he just pisses them off. As a result, he only has a small group of friends. Waguri is this perfect girl that somehow isn't scared of his aura, kinda like Rudy or Nanahoshi. Anyways, this story is about the growth of their relationship. Simple as. So why do so many people like this show then? Here are my thoughts. Basically, this show kind of portrays what every guy wants to be. In a way, Rintaro is kind of a self-insert. He portrays what I think a lot of guys are struggling with. Stuff like the loneliness epidemic, wanting to give up, and also having no bitches, which kind of makes him a lot more relatable to the average guy. I don't know, but the feeling I get is that a lot of people can relate with his problems. Maybe you feel like people are avoiding you because of your aura, or how people are targeting you for no reason at all, but deep down, you're just a chill guy, you know? And you kind of want people to see you for who you really are, which is exactly what happens in the anime. I also get this feeling that Waguri is kind of the ideal girl for a lot of people. She's happy, cheerful, capable, the list goes on. I hate to break it to you guys, but there's no such thing as perfect, okay? As a result, a lot of guys start getting really invested into this show. Like, this guy is everything I want. Like, he's tall and he has a cute girlfriend, you know? He's literally me. 10 out of 10. But for me, it just kind of hits differently, and not in a good way. I feel like a lot of guys kind of also want to reinforce their beliefs in hard work, that if you work hard enough, it'll all pay off. Which is exactly what happens in the anime. Bart went from failing to passing, and from being a loner to pulling a cute girl. But to me, this all seems a bit too unrealistic. More on this later. So did I get it right? Do people like this anime because of the reasons I stated above? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I read every single one of your comments.
That's cause you get none.
Okay, so time for what you guys have been waiting for. My opinions.
Shut the fuck up, bro. No one cares.
So yeah, I'll be starting off with the good. Honestly, I found myself smiling a lot during the classroom scenes, and his interactions with his friends and classmates are my favorite part of the show. For some reason, it just kind of hits me with a wave of nostalgia and reminded me of all the fun times I've had with my friends in secondary school. Now I'm just a good for nothing loser, existing only to reminisce about the good days. Days when I could gun 10 times a day, baby! What the teacher said was also really meaningful, and yeah, I just found that part really neat. This to me was the only realistic part of the show, as growing up in an all-boys school, I can definitely see or have seen stuff like this happen before, and it just gives me a sense of familiarity. The animation is also really good. It's not like the flashy kind of good, it's more like the animation in this show is just really high res. I'm not really sure how you describe this, but it's like when you turn the resolution and the graphics setting up in the game, everything just has a very clean and clear look. As for the last good thing in this show, it will be his mom. Waguri? Who's that? Best girl is clearly Rintaro's mom. Okay, as for the mid, I would say the entire side cast individually is kind of mid. Simply put, the side cast just didn't have the time needed to shine. To me, they kind of just existed as tropes. They did nothing more than take up screen time and make the main characters seem more interesting. They are like the beta orbiters, you know, existing for the sake of the main cast instead of for themselves.
Isn't that the point? They're side characters.
I mean, yeah, that's why I kind of rank the side characters as mid. They all serve their purpose, nothing more, nothing less. Unlike something like Mushoku Tensei, where I feel even side characters can have entire spin-offs. Rintaro is also kind of mid. Sure, he did grow from the romance and his life changed for the better, but much like Inomata, okay, never mind. Inomata is like the bottom of the power type stuff, okay? Rintaro is just marginally better. I found his personality to be quite half-baked. Yeah, he had a decent backstory that was dropped at a relatively good time at around the 10th episode to show his growth. He works hard, is nice. I swear to God, if I hear Yasashi one more time, I might have a crash out. Like, did the author realize halfway through that Rintaro is half-baked and as a result can only be described as nice? Like, what's next? The sky is blue. Okay, now for the bad. Put the dislike buttons for now and hear what I have to say, okay? Starting us off, we have Waguri. I hate her. I mean, her character is just so unrealistic and fake. She's just written to be this perfect girl, which just shows any sort of development and growth out of the window. She can literally do no evil. Person gets bullied for her hair color, she steps in. Acquaintance is struggling with schoolwork, she steps in. You could call her a gender bent Tanjiro in this sense. So if you like one-dimensional characters, then yeah, you're gonna enjoy her writing, but your Sigma blood here hates this kind of writing. Here's why. It's simply unrealistic and boring. Making your characters perfect just turns them into cardboard characters. A good character has multiple layers, and the more time you spend with them, the more you should be able to describe their personality. If the only word that comes to mind when describing a character is nice, then yeah, a character is kinda shit. Take Aris for example. She's brash, filled with rage, a bit childish, and even a bit insecure at times. But deep down, she's caring, self-sacrificing, and loyal. though. See how I had a whole bunch of stuff to say instead of simply, she is nice. Funny thing is, Mushoku Tensei is not even a full-fledged romance, and the writer had to balance all this with stuff like the displacement incident and the greater plot of Orsted vs. Mangok. This just shows the double standard when it comes to anime, when it comes to stuff like Sword Art Online. Y'all be dissing the romance between Kirito and Asuna, saying stuff like the romance is akin to two cardboards kissing each other. But isn't Waguri and Rintaro virtually the same thing? Honestly, Asuna is way better than Waguri. And people also say SAO is written by someone who has never experienced a romance or played a video game. But yeah, I think the same can be said for Fragrant Flower. Like, the romance just gave off a very unrealistic feel. Next up, I have a feeling that this show just blows everything out of proportion, making things seem very unnatural and straight up ruins the immersion. It's either way too goofy or way too serious. I shit you not. This show makes it seem like the two schools are in an endless turf war. Omi Alliance versus Tojo Clan type shit. Like, there's no way in hell things are this serious, okay? You guys are all Japanese school students going through the high school curriculum, okay? The delinquents in this show are on the other end of the spectrum. They're just way too goofy. They will stalk Rintaro all the way to his house just to fold after throwing one punch. They're kind of like the opposite as the ones in Tokyo Revengers, where they are borderline domestic terrorists. There's also no build up for anything in this show. Everything just gets solved in an episode. There's no tension, no excitement, and no release.
Hey Rudy, you know you don't have to describe your goon sessions, right?
I felt like the tension between Subaru and the Chidori guys was quite decent, and that if built up well could have been a pretty good payoff. But nope. They settled that shit in like 2 episodes. By 6, 7, everyone's chill. All the bad blood is gone. All good now. Like, Ben and Maru clearly dislikes Kikyo, but all that tension is gone. Poof. They could have given us some Ben and Maru backstory as to why he hates the Kikyo girls, but nope. This show also tried to do the same thing as the Kopi's original sin, where one character reaches into the other character to dispel all the darkness. But the one in Fragrant Flower just falls flat, mainly because there's simply no build-up. Hey look, if a 6 episodes anime can build up plot points and relationships, I don't see why a 13 episode anime can't. Similarly, there's also no build-up for the romance. Like, you don't fall in love with a girl after going on a few dates, okay? It's not that simple. People were shitting on Kirito for pulling Asuna after going on a few dates, but no one is shitting on the bad build-up in Fragrant Flower. It just seems like double standards to me, honestly.
But it's just salty this show is rated higher than SAO.
Last but not least, we have the fact that I don't really like the message of this show.
Wow, very objective, Rudy. Amazing, unbiased review.
This show is like Blue Pill, the anime, and I just don't agree with it. That's cause I'm a black pill, chat cell, sigma wolf, baby. On a more serious note, this show just gives us the message that everything can be solved if you work hard enough. Grades not good enough? Work hard. No girlfriend? Work hard. Want to goon 20 times a day but your personal best is 5? Work hard. I feel that hard work can only take you so far, and that this show didn't really explore the limits of hard work. Unlike something like Hajime no Ippo, where the theme of crossing the line is constantly being explored. I get it. It's a romance anime, not a sports shonen, but I kinda hate it when things go well simply because the character worked hard. It just kinda ruins the realism of the show, as well as any sort of character development. If hard work solved everything, I should basically be a full-time YouTuber by now, okay? So, like and sub if you haven't already.
Another video, another segment of Rudy's classic self-glazing.
But hey, even in Insomniacs After School, not everything went smoothly, okay? And Ganta's failures just made the show even more enjoyable to watch, as it builds up both his own character and its own relationship with Magari. Overall, for me, this show just missed the mark. It's too over-exaggerated, the main female protect sucks, the build-up for events are non-existent, and it's just too blue-pilled for a black-pilled Sigma chat cell wolf like me. But I mean, if the good stuff I pointed out are relevant to you, then yeah, go check it out. Don't let some random YouTuber with 100 subs tell you what to like and what to hate. Try it out for yourself and decide for yourselves. Okay, that's all I have for you guys today. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. I really enjoy reading each and every single one of your comments, so don't hesitate and tell me what you think. Like and sub if you haven't already, and see y'all in the next one.